This is First Coast News on your side.
Right now at 5, a reported tornado rips through a St. Johns County neighborhood. This is a look at the storm and some of the damage left behind that viewers have been sharing with us throughout the day.
And take a look at this video showing the funnel cloud in the skies above the World Golf Village area and the Trailmark neighborhood in St. Augustine. We want to welcome you to First Coast News at 5. I'm Anthony Austin.
I'm Heather Crawford. We're glad you're with us. We have live team coverage from the Trailmark neighborhood, giving you an up-close look at all the damage left behind. But first, meteorologist Robert Spetta is on your side with a look at your forecast. Robert?
Well, the good news out here, Heather, is that everything is moving away. We have clearing skies across the First Coast following those severe storms earlier on. And this is why we have that team coverage. We have that confirmed tornado on the ground around the Trailmark area here in St. Johns County. Not only that, but also even down power lines out near Fernandina. High winds continue across the First Coast. On top of that, this is not thunderstorm related, straight line winds on the backside of this. We are currently seeing wind gusts 30 to 40 miles per hour out here. That means a high wind advisory still remains in place throughout the rest of the evening. Overnight tonight, we're going to start to see those winds back off, though. If you want to go for a walk or something like that, it's going to be okay, but we're still picking up. The main topic is that tornado damage. And of course, we have team coverage. Ross, can you tell us about what you're seeing out there right now?
Yeah, good evening, Robert. Well, just within a week, St. Johns County has now seen 2 separate tornadoes touch down here. A little bit further south this week, we're in the Samara Lakes neighborhood down here in southern St. Johns County. And homeowners, they're left with a lot of debris to pick up out here. A lot of trees have been pushed over. A tree house back here behind me got pushed down. And we spoke to one homeowner here who was at home during the storm as it rushed on through. And he said his neighbor across the road actually had his garbage can lifted about 15 to 20 feet up in the air. And Lee's zooming in here for you. You can actually see the skid marks up on the second story flooring here, or the side of the house. You can see where that garbage can actually skid across. And just imagine if it was something worse than a garbage can. For example, this big piece of wood that was broken off of their treehouse back here in the backyard. This is why we tell you folks, when you do get that tornado warning, you want to go to the most inner part of your home. Things like this can puncture the side of your home, or worse, through a window. And Lee Southwick, she's on your side here tonight, coming up at 5:30. She's going to have a first-hand look at just how dangerous some of this stuff can be.
All right, good advice, Ross. And another part of that Trailmark neighborhood saw extensive damage to homes as well.
Jessica Clark is joining us live from Weathered Edge Drive in St. Johns County. And Jessica, how is it looking in that part of the community where you are?
Well, so there is widespread damage here in the area between Weathered Way and Fox Cross. These are the backyards of those houses right on both sides of here. Damage to every house, it looks like, that face or back up to each other. So right here was a fence, but it was blown over and twisted and has been cleaned up. But you can still see their pieces or frames of what used to be a fence here. And then look over here. Just house after house has damage to the roofs, to the windows, whatever. This one house got a lot of damage to the windows. They were blown out. And then the lanai, this entire frame broken, the screen out, and then you can see even the white stuff here that looks almost like cotton. That's actually insulation, and we're seeing this everywhere in the neighborhood, flying around. A lot of people thankful it wasn't worse, but still, it does get to some people emotionally.
Got a call from my daughter saying the house was shaking.
Tiffany Bottatadibus' 17-year-old daughter was the only one at home when the tornado struck their house off Weathered Edge Drive in the Trailmark neighborhood.
I had chapstick on my nightstand and it fell over, and then I had a CD on my wall and it fell down.
Their home is damaged inside and out.
Our balcony door was open. Roofing was blown into the house, our screen was missing from the back, our animals were all gone, our lawn furniture is all gone, we have leaks throughout the house, paneling ripped off.
Her neighbors' homes along the same street and one over have damage as well.
It seemed to take a path like directly from over there that way.
Brendan Davilar saw the tornado.
And I saw the clouds starting to swirl above me. And then just off in the distance a little bit, I could see, a cone starting to form, the outside shadows of a cone. It was probably, if I had to estimate, about a mile away from where I was.
He, like many who do not have damage to their own homes, are helping those who do. And the damage...
It's widespread. Definitely, from what I've seen, probably hundreds of houses around here are going to, need roofs and siding replaced.
The Bonatadabas family did find all of their animals hiding in the house except for one cat, and her daughter is okay, but she herself was trying to remain strong Thursday afternoon.
It hasn't really sunk in yet. Just trying to control the damage and clean up a little bit and figure out where we're going to go tonight because there's just too much damage for us to stay here.
This one yard in the neighborhood, again, had a fence in it right here between me and you. It was only a year old, fence completely twisted and gone. And right here on this little platform was a little boy's playhouse. It was completely knocked over and torn apart. The roof of the house needs some work as well. I mean, it's just one thing after another after another. One man told me, we feel lucky, but there's enough damage that it's just annoying. But at the same time, they feel very fortunate that it's not any worse. Live in St. Johns County, Jessica Clark, First Coast News, back to you.
Thank you, Jessica. Thankful everyone is okay.
Yeah.
And one of the first areas where First Coast News saw pictures and videos of the damage, it was the Trailmark area, the corner of Trailmark and Clary's Run.
And so that's where Rich Donnelly picks up our live team coverage tonight, taking a look at the damage in that section of the neighborhood. Rich, what are you seeing there?
Well, I could say that it's about 5 hours after that tornado ripped through this very quiet neighborhood in St. Johns County. And while the tornado is far gone and the skies are blue, the sound that's most consistent in the air right now is that of roofs being put on homes and chainsaws cutting down small trees that are down. Now, I want to show you some of the damage here. This piece of patio furniture was actually thrown from the front of this house all the way 3 houses down this street, and it was wrapped around a tree down the road a little bit here. Speaking of trees, over here to the left of us, a tree was completely uprooted and ripped out of the ground. That's since been taken away. And as we continue down the street a little bit, the family who lives here is trying to remove the stump of another tree that came down. It's going to be quite a bit of time to clean up here. However, while that could take a couple of days, immediately after the storm passed and it was safe to do so, many neighbors started checking on each other and picking up the debris from their yards and that of other people's yards. And that type of community feeling really struck with the St. Johns County Emergency Management Coordinator.
Folks were helping each other. They were putting their debris out at the road. Their roofers and things are already on roofs. They are moving forward. They're helping each other. They were standing on the corners when we were walking through. It was very good to see that, to see these folks helping each other out. They were dragging the lawn furniture and things like that. So it was very heartening to see those things.
One neighbor who lives in this area said that he's actually thankful this is a new neighborhood, so the trees are not yet very mature, because he said many people could have avoided significant damage because the trees that did fall were relatively small. Reporting live in the Trailmark neighborhood of St. Johns County, Rich Donnelly, First Coast News, on your side.